thoughts for today. Part of this is going to be like your which job you should pick, right? Or like how you end up in your career or profession or life's work or whatever you want to call it. So, should you choose your passion or something different? Let me explain what I'm thinking, my opinion. What I wish I would have done when I was in high school or middle school, for that matter, college, I wish I would have done more like, hey, I'll come work for you for a week so I can see what it's like, or a day, or whatever it may have been. So when I was in ninth grade, my government econ class did a stock market game, okay, where each student started out with $40,000, and you could pick you had to pick 4 stocks, and once you picked them, after 4 weeks, we would see who made the most money, okay? I absolutely loved this game, and the reason I loved this game, and I did really well at it, but the reason I loved it so much was like, oh, I can make money without having to do anything, basically. And which, dictated my whole life. If I would have done poorly at this project, I probably would have went to college for something different. So anyway, I turned like $40,000 into like 62,000 something in a matter of 4 weeks. And I was like, wow, if this is real money, I would have just made $20,000 in a month. So from that moment forward, I knew that I was going to be doing finance once I got to college. So got to college, I got, into my classes, and I loved doing financial analysis on like equities, right? So I took all the classes. That's what I majored in, and I was okay. I was probably like a B student, even though like I cared very, very much. So I guess you could say like my passion was doing this. So I graduated college in 2010, and there weren't very many people hiring finance kids from liberal art colleges. So with my mountain of student debt weighing on me, I just decided, hey, I'm just going to take a job that I got offered, which is what I currently do now still. So I tried to follow my passion, and it was rather difficult. But anyway, over the years, like all of my friends from college that majored in this, or people that I met, I live in Charlotte, or just outside of Charlotte, where it's a pretty big finance hub. So they, talking to everybody, these kids are working. Like I would have been working from like 7 in the morning till like 10 at night, like 5 days a week, like and on call on the weekends. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So it sort of like worked out for me. But what I wish I would have done was like in high school, and I was like, hey, this is what I think I want to do. I wish I would have gone and like sat with somebody in the finance profession like a day or two and been like, hey, what stinks, what's not good, all this other stuff. What do you love about doing this? What do you hate doing about it? All those different things. So my advice for like my son or my daughter is like, you can follow your passion, but make sure that it has a couple of things. And this is the lesson, really. A, it provides you the type of lifestyle you want to live. So does it pay you enough money to buy the things that you need and the things that you may want, or allow you the ability to save up and potentially buy the things that you may want, right? Depending on how big they are. The other thing is, it doesn't really matter about your passion if your passion can pay you like that, and you're able to get a job, and you're able to be actually good at it, because you have to be good at your profession or whatever you choose to do before you can become great. And once you're great, you'll start to make more money. Now, the other thing is if you're not naturally gifted, or you're just not really good at your passion, you just need to let your passion be your passion and a hobby. Okay? So, my passion of finance, I'm probably okay at it. Like, if I probably could have had a okay job in finance and did something, but it's not how it shook out. But what you really need to focus on is what you're good at, or what you're already on the cusp of being great at. If you're really good at math, like just naturally, or math comes very easy to you, then you should probably just focus on careers that have to do with math. Then you look at careers, right, that have a lot of math involved that you can do quickly, understand it, all these other things, right? You should look at the careers and then look at the salary ranges between those careers, okay? Because I'll tell you this, if you live extremely frugally, you probably only have to actually work a career, probably most 15 years, maybe 10 years. I know this sounds crazy. Imagine if you come out of college, right? No debt, because I'm taking care of that for my kids. There's other kids in other situations, like myself. I had to pay for my stuff. But you come out of school, 21, you probably coming out making, I think now, 60 grand. Who knows what it'll be in, 15 years when my kids graduate high school or whatever, or graduate college. But imagine if you had 60 grand, you lived on like 25% of that, and each year your income will grow because you'll move every 2 years, or you'll get X percentage of raise or whatever. But say like year 5 or so, you're making 100, 110, which is not uncommon, depends on the field that you're in, okay? You could absolutely retire if you're living on 25% of that, and just stop the rest away. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Then it doesn't really matter what you do. Now, the thing is, what you get trapped in is you like start doing a job, you get really good at it, or you get great at it, you do it for a while, and you're like the guy. So then they give you more and more money, and so you have more and more to save. But the other thing is you could say, I could retire after 10 years. A lot of freedom, right? Like having the choice. Choice is very important. But you also, you could leave, or you could stay and be making, after 10 or 15 years, $300,000 a year, no problem, like easy. Then you go, okay, instead of 25%, now that I already have $1 million in the bank, basically, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna live on 50%, save the other 50. So now you've just increased your lifestyle by double, right? And then do that for 25 years. You're 50, right around 50 maybe, and you just retire, and you have a couple million in the bank. You're doing just fine. So there's the difference between passion. You can follow your passion if you're good at it and want to be great at it. If it's your passion, you're good at it, you'll probably end up being great at it. The other thing is, does your passion actually make you money? If it doesn't, find something else that you're good at. Warren Buffett usually says, find the stuff you're good at and stick with that. It's very true. I know people personally that go and do this one thing, and I'm sort of like this to an extent, but I have like my main job is what I focus on. But then I have different hobbies, right? Because that's what they are. They're hobbies. This being one, it's for my children. But I know people that they go from one career and then like 2 years later, a completely different career. 2 years later, 3 years later, a completely different career. And it's like, you're never going to build any momentum into a particular career and become great at something. So, anyway, that's sort of my advice for following your passion or not. But it's really should just be follow what you're good at. Use that as a career determination. Anyway, like and subscribe. It really helps out. And thanks for watching. If you guys have any comments about like topics you might be interested in, Feel free to comment below and let me know, and I'll be sure to cover some of those. Thanks. Talk to you soon.